will start this video because there's nothing I can tell you about it. You'll see what I'm gonna do as we go along. We'll starting with unboxing the cake version of Red Velvet's last album, Birthday. So enjoy! I was very shocked at how small this album was. Like, I've seen unboxings and I didn't notice. I didn't realize how small it was. So here's me picking it up with my one hand. And please note that I do not have big hands. It's a very tiny album, especially considering it was a limited edition, so it was very expensive. I was lucky to pull Wendy, my friend. I actually did like a group order with my friend, so it was easier to get Wendy, but I think she actually came in my album. I'm always just very lucky getting Wendy. Maybe that's why I like collecting her so much. But yay, I did! So that's one less card I'm gonna have to trade. For photo cards, I do not have them all yet. I've been collecting Wendy for a while, but I took a really long break. Plus, with Red Velvet, I always prioritize buying the albums, especially the limited editions. As you can see, I have them all, but most of them I had to buy secondhand because they're too expensive. So they usually come without inclusions in photo cards, so I have to buy them separately, which is expensive, obviously. So I don't have them all, but I will. I promise I will have them soon. I did not film myself making this cute cover, but to be fair, it did take a long time because I'm not that artistic, so maybe it was for the best. But I taped a little envelope in the back to put some cute freebies and stuff people give me. And the last thing I did was take off this elastic that it comes with and put a little ribbon so it looks cuter and more matchy since it's blue. For their albums, I have all of these. As I said before, I prioritize buying Red Velvet albums over photo cards. And I started collecting their albums around 2020, I think. So starting from Monster era, all of the albums I did buy like pre-order or at the time of sale. But all of the ones that are before that era, I bought secondhand with no inclusions. Also, so I don't look like a solo stan, I do have Joy's solo and Queendom and Irene and Sulki's album, but they're in another room because my shelf is not that big, so I could not fit them all here. I'm just trying to make something look more aesthetic and more Wendy based. However, I do not have Feel My Rhythm and Sulki's solo yet, but I'm gonna try and get them second-handed too. So prayers I find some cheap one. Please pray for me. The first thing I did was separate the albums by color so I could make like colorful based shelves. But yes, I have a lot of their albums already, and I do recommend for SM, don't tell them I told you this, but I do recommend buying them secondhand because SM albums are very expensive and they only have one photo card, so if you buy them secondhand, they're usually a lot cheaper. And even if you have to buy the photo card aside later, it's still somehow a better investment than to buy the album plus shipping, at least for me in Europe. The first shelf I did was the black shelf. I had this like red phone that matched well with the album, so I thought this looked pretty cute. These 3 albums are so iconic and they look so good together, so I put them standing up. For the pink albums, since they're all kind of the same size, I put them like piled up with a little ribbon tying them together, so it's like a cute pink box. This one's probably my favorite shelf. I love pink, it's one of my favorite colors. Maybe I should have biased Irene, I'm now realizing, since I don't really like blue that much. But my whole shelf is pretty blue because of Wendy. Oh well, I can go back now, I like Wendy too much. But well, if you are starting to stand Red Velvet, I do recommend checking their colors and going for whichever color you like the most. A little tip from me. I'm joking. Then I put them on my shelf with the little hedgehog cactus I have and a little pink candle. I love pink, it's one of my favorite colors. Like the other 2 shelves are for Wendy, so the first one I put like the 3 albums are more or less the same size. Then I put this little candle there just so it doesn't look as empty. Obviously, as it was, it had fire in it, it was stressing me out, so I took it out. But the idea was to put it back there once it was not light up, whatever, you get the point. And also, I always prioritize buying these albums that are like membered, because they're very hard to find once they're sold out. I also have the DJ pack and the SM Mini for birthday coming, but they're probably gonna take a little longer, so I'm only doing this with these for now, but I'll update maybe once they get here. For this shelf, I was kind of stressing out about how I could put the albums where it didn't look too stacked up. I ended up taking off the binder, which I was gonna stress out about later. Also the cake version, I took the case off and just put it like on display. It looks a lot better than with the big box. Then the binder, I ended up putting it in the second shelf in the back. It's probably gonna fall off and I'm gonna have to put it somewhere else, but for now I'll just let it stay there. So this is the final result. I hope you like it, and do give me a tip on where I should put the binder, because I have no idea.